Well, we took yesterday off, so I think they were pretty focused on their off day, doing whatever they needed to do with that. I think we know that when we played them the last time, they played without Lauren Fields, who's kind of their primary everything, and they've played well at home. I mean, they're a team that defends night in and night out. The question mark on them is whether they put the ball in the basket. I mean, they actually defended K-State great yesterday. Just couldn't get anything to go in, whether it was threes, layups, open layups, contested. We just know they always play well at Gallagher-Iba. It's a tough place to play, and we have to continue to play well to win each and every game in this league.
What difference does Lauren Fields make? You said she does everything. What do you feel like she makes a difference?
I mean, she's the head of the snake in terms of attacking. She's their most high volume player, her and Lexi Keys. And so she's a player that can go get her own shot when they struggle, kind of in offense to create action. She's a player that can go create it. Analytically, she's gonna try to score at all three levels. She's streaky from three, but can have big games from there. But she gets to the foul line. She's one of their best defenders in terms of speed and physicality. As much as anything, she's just a player that can go get her own.
Queen, what does it mean to you to have moved up the standings and be in a tie for first place and control y'all's own destiny now?
All it means to me is that we have a bigger target on our back and that people are going to be gunning for us more. Of course, it means we also have a shot at winning the regular season conference. But it's not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be any easier because teams are familiar with us. They know what we do. They know what we like to do. They're going to study us a lot heavier. And it just puts a bigger target on our back, and we got to be ready for that.
What about going for your fourth win, though? Is that something on your mind as well?
Oh, of course. Of course.
When y'all were 0-2, almost 0-3 against Kansas, how did you stay positive? How did you, it was early, but how did you kind of keep thinking we can do this, that kind of thing?
We just continue to play together. When things weren't necessarily going our way, we continue to find reasons to stick with each other. And I feel like that Kansas game definitely brought us together. We realized what we can do, the potential our team has, and we've gone from there. We've been playing at another level since the start of the season. I think everybody can agree with that. We're shooting the ball a lot better. We're defending a lot better. We know what we're good at, and we stick to it. We don't try to do anything that we don't work on, and we don't try to play out of our character. And so I feel like it definitely works for us. We have guards who can score, posts who can score, and we have posts who can defend, guards who can defend. So pieces are really starting to come together for us.
Did you change anything at that point, or were you just thinking we got to stick with what we do?
No, I just think we had to continue to get better. Those games when we were 0-2. Some of it was COVID related. Some of it was, just us, kind of getting in a rhythm. And it can never be overstated how much the mental part of the game comes into play, whether it comes to, shooting or making free throws or, just belief. Like there's a different belief when you get used to winning, when you get used to being in close situations and getting over the hump. And so I think we just have a different belief in who we are and what we're doing. But I think if you watch us, I think we share the basketball a lot better. We're taking care of the basketball. That's what's separating us right now. I mean, from an offensive perspective, it doesn't always come down to that you're the most efficient team. But if you get the most shots, that matters. And so we're not giving the other team points and doing a good job of getting shots on goal.
Coach, do you agree with Queen that, with controlling your own destiny and moving up in the rankings right now, there's a bigger target?
I don't know. I feel like we've had a target squarely on our back since the day I stepped on campus here. So, I don't feel any more or less. Like, I just think when you put Baylor across your chest and the success this program has had, I think we always have a target on our back. And whether that target was, hey, they're vulnerable, let's get them now, or whether it's let's play spoiler, At this point, at the end of the season, or to improve seeding, or whatever, just pride for that matter. I think we're always going to get people's best effort. I'm pretty convinced we've had more shots get banked in against us that weren't meant to get banked than any team in the league this year, because people play, I think, just with a different spirit and a different freedom when they play us, and so, we're just kind of used to seeing those bank shots go down, whether it's from three or a step through kind of, or even, the play at the end of the first half, where we basically had a steal and then it turns into a three for them almost going into the locker room. So, we know we're going to get everybody's best effort, whether we're at the top of the standings or the bottom.
Do you feel like everybody has kind of settled into their roles at this point in the year?
I mean, I think they're still in some ways developing. I mean, obviously, we're a better team when we get the best version of Queen. When she stays out of foul trouble, and it's not always scoring, but it's her defensive presence, it's her rebounding presence, which oftentimes then goes hand in hand with her confidence at the offensive end. And so, I think the better she is, the better we are. At the same time, I thought, Jaden gave us great minutes off the bench at TCU, and that was really important for us to, really get production from her off the bench, which gives us the opportunity to rest, our starting guards a little bit more, because we basically know Kate's a sixth starter. She's totally different than Liz and Queen, and so, getting good play from Jaden, I think is really important to our success. And anytime we would have foul trouble or anything happen, I think her confidence will play a big role, in kind of just even thinking ahead to a Big 12 tournament run and needing to, play 3 games in 3 days and things like that. I think the better we're playing off the bench, the better we have a chance to win.
Queen, you've now swept 2 sets of back-to-backs against UT and TCU. Is there anything that you take away from those experiences? Is there an edge to the second game, or is there anything that you can take away from the rest of the year?
Personally, I feel like I would take away from both those games, definitely just controlling my emotions a little bit. I definitely like to play with emotions, but I can agree that sometimes it does get a little out of control a bit. And I get technicals in certain situations where I don't need to, and it kind of hurts my team. So personally, I've taken that away. But from a team standpoint, I just feel like like Coach said, we've learned to take care of the ball. We've learned what works for us. We don't try to do what is uncommon for us, and we just put ourselves in good situations to be successful. Not only do we put ourselves in good situations, but I feel like our teammates put other people in good situations to be successful, so that we can see each other win, and so we can have that W result at the end of the game. And it's important because going into the tournament, you want to have a good seeding. You want to be able, to play easier teams at first and then, make it a little further. So I think we've taken small baby steps that have led to success through those 2 sweeps.
Speaking of the emotions, you had the block and then the technical.
Mm-hmm.
Was that just an outburst of emotions after the block that got you that one?
I think I was a little frustrated before that because of how they were playing us, not us, but like me. And I feel like the refs don't kind of protect the post in that situation. Like, they see what they're doing, but they don't really say anything. So when I got that block, it was just like, ugh. Like, yeah. Sorry.
Do you feel like, at least the last 2 years, maybe throughout your career, that this time of year you keep getting better as the year goes on?
Yeah, I definitely had a slow start the whole first half of season play, but I feel like the more we continue to play and the more we continue to gel, I play a lot better, and I'm working on things I'm not good at, but I'm also improving at things I am good at, which is rebounding and defense and staying on the floor and things like that. But I'm also working on the offensive end and trying to finish those easy bunnies and get those easy shots around the rim, which will help our team.
If you know the goal is to be playing your best at March, it's right around the corner. What do you feel like in these last few games y'all really need to improve on before you hit that point?
I just think one thing, it's always luck driven, but we've got to stay healthy. I think we need to continue to get better starts. If I had to, say one thing, sometimes we're a little slow to start, and we haven't shot the ball particularly well in first quarters. But we've been able to grind away at the defensive end until we kind of get it going, and we've done a great job in second halves of asserting ourselves, and so keeping ourselves in it or ahead until we kind of make that surge. So I'd love to see us play with a little more energy to start games. Just execution. I think late in the season when it comes, whether it's late regular season games or tournament games, it comes down to execution, and that's at both ends. It's setting good screens. It's setting the screens at the right angle. It's, understanding, how an opponent is going to play you, and so that what you're looking for in certain situations. It's about taking certain things away at the defensive end. It's about giving teams one shot. It's really easy to say, play harder or play smarter. I mean, those, but to me, it's the adjustments during the game, the ability to, in a timeout, to kind of assess the situation and clean up things that are hurting you if they've got a new counter to a play you worked on and things like that. So I think we can just continue to get better at the little things as teams start to counter things that we're good at, that we make quick transitions.
Nikki, no, one of the other coaches had mentioned it too, that Queen being a first round draft pick. Do you see her playing into that, or you see her as already that?
I would have said before the season start that her talent, her body, Queen at her best. I think she absolutely has the ability to be first round talent. Being successful in the W is about the right situation, though, and so I'll be more concerned for her about where she ends up and what that situation is for her. And, but I don't think there's any doubt, even in talking to Tebow when he was here for a few days, that she's going to be a long-time pro, but it's consistency. It's consistency at both ends. I'm not telling you anything that she and I don't talk about. I think, she has, when you look at her at her best, she can guard any position. She just has to make up her mind she wants to. I think she's explosive around the rim. She checks off the 4 boxes that, when you play in that league, that if you can rim run, if you can rim protect, if you can roll hard to the rim and you can rebound, you got a shot to have a really long career in the W. So, I absolutely think she's capable of being a very good WNBA player, whether that's this year in the first round or where it's at. She's going to be special.